Congressman Greg Steube of Florida. He is a member of the House Ways and Means Committee. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, anytime.
You know, we saw what happened in Michigan. We saw what happened at Old Dominion. We see what happened in New York City, the Austin bar, numerous domestic terror attacks by men that seem to have been influenced by radical Islam. And then meantime, you have Democrats, the political theater, shutting down the Department of Homeland Security. And ICE isn't even funded by DHS. It's separately funded by the big, beautiful bill. Your thoughts on all of this, sir?
Yeah, not to mention the lines at TSA all across the country for everyday Americans just try to travel and visit their families. In the great state of Florida, you have the Coast Guard, that those guys and gals aren't getting paid. And obviously, in the great state of Florida, the Coast Guard is a very important piece of our national security and our homeland security and the security of the state of Florida. You've got FEMA that's not being funded. Thank God we're not in hurricane season right now, but you saw there were some tornadoes that hit in parts of our country that doesn't have money, and those people aren't being paid. Again, you have the Democrats using the appropriations process to shut down provisions of the governments. And I have called on Leader Thune in the Senate since October to nuke the filibuster and fund the federal government. Nuke the filibuster and pass the SAVE Act. And for whatever reason, the leadership there and Senate Republicans, a handful of them, don't want to nuke the filibuster to get things done in it. How long is this going to take? I mean, if Democrats aren't going to vote for this, which they have now shown, I think we've passed this bill 5 times out of the House. It was an appropriations bill in December, an appropriations bill in January, 2 separate appropriation packages just for DHS. We passed it again last week to go to the Senate and die because Democrats won't vote for it. The American people elected a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and Donald Trump in the White House, and they're very frustrated by the fact that Thune has to go to Chuck Schumer to pass a bill to fund the basic elements of the federal government, the Border Patrol, the Coast Guard, FEMA, TSA, and everyday Americans are feeling it right now when they go to the airports, and they're seeing it firsthand, and they can blame the Democrats for this. But shame on us for not just nuking the filibuster and funding the federal government.
How do we prevent something like this from happening again? The American people basically being held hostage because the Democrats want to score political points against President Trump.
Yeah, the only way to prevent it is to nuke the filibuster. You got 53 Republicans in the Senate, Senate Republicans that are refusing to do away with the 60-vote threshold. That's the only way this changes. And what's fascinating is when Republicans are in the minority, they don't play these games. They'll go right along with whatever the Democrats want to vote for in the Senate. They'll vote for appropriation packages because they don't want to shut down the federal government. Well, Chuck Schumer has no problem in doing that. And you're seeing the ramifications of that. And for how long is this going to go on? For how long are we going to allow Chuck Schumer and the Democrats to shut down the basic functions of the federal government? You're going to see other attacks in the homeland. And it's not like we can't respond because we still have Homeland Security officers. They're just not getting paid. And at some point, like what you're seeing with TSA, you're going to see people not being able to work because they're not being able to provide for their families.
Right. We're seeing TSA agents in line at the food pantry. Congressman.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Congressman Greg Steube, sir, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Sean Kreisman. For stories and content just like this, check out National Report weekdays 9 to noon, only on Newsmax.